Good evening, friends. You know, life has a way of throwing things at us, hard things, unfair things, things that can shake you to your core. But what if I told you the greatest power we have in those moments is not in what we say, but in what we choose not to say? Sometimes the most powerful act is silence, not because we're weak, not because we don't feel the pain, but because silence in the right moment can be a sign of strength. When the world expects you to react, when it tries to provoke a response, you have a choice. You can let it control you, or you can rise above it. You can decide to stay calm, to stay centered. Let people wonder. Let them think whatever they want. Because at the end of the day, it's not about them. It's about you and the peace you carry inside. Silence is not about pretending. It's about preserving your energy for what truly matters. It's about saying to yourself, I refuse to give my power away, and in that silence, there's a loud message: I'm unbothered because my peace is too important. When you act as though nothing can rattle you, it's not about denial. It's about mastering the art of staying unshaken in a world that's constantly trying to shake you. So let the noise be around you, but let your spirit stay still. Hold your head up. Be quiet in the face of chaos, and watch how everything starts to change, not just around you, but inside you. There's a certain power in silence that many people overlook. We live in a world that tells us to speak up, to voice every opinion, to respond to every slight or insult. But sometimes the greatest strength is found in what we don't say. It's in the moments where we choose stillness over noise, calm over chaos. You see, silence isn't about running away from a problem or pretending it doesn't exist. No, silence is much more profound than that. It's a statement. It's saying, I am so secure in who I am that I don't need to explain myself to anyone. It's the quiet confidence of knowing your worth without needing validation from the outside. When you choose silence, you're showing that you are in control of yourself. You're not letting the world or anyone in it dictate how you feel, what you say, or how you act. In those moments where someone expects you to lash out, to defend yourself, or to react in anger, silence speaks volumes. It says, I won't let this situation take away my peace, because that's what true strength is, being able to maintain your peace in the middle of a storm. It's about keeping your composure when everything around you is falling apart. When you stay silent in the face of conflict, you're not avoiding the issue, you're choosing how to engage with it. Not every battle is worth fighting, and not every comment deserves your attention. There's wisdom in knowing when to speak and when to hold back. When to let things roll off your back and when to stand firm. Silence gives you that space to make that decision, to pause and reflect before you act. And let me tell you something about that pause. That's where the power lies. In that moment of silence, you reclaim your energy. You give yourself a chance to breathe, to think, to decide how you want to move forward, rather than reacting impulsively. You're no longer a puppet to the drama unfolding around you. You become the master of your own destiny. So don't underestimate the strength it takes to stay silent. It's not the absence of action, it's a deliberate choice. It's choosing your peace over the chaos. It's choosing to let your energy be reserved for what matters most, rather than being wasted on things that don't deserve your attention. In that silence, you become powerful because you're operating from a place of wisdom rather than emotion. Silence is not about weakness, it's about owning your strength. It's about recognizing that your voice, your presence, and your energy are valuable. And sometimes the best way to protect that value is to say nothing at all. There's something so profound about the decision to choose inner peace, especially in a world that seems designed to test us at every turn. Choosing peace isn't always easy, but it is always powerful. It's about deciding, no matter what's happening around you, that inside you're going to be okay. It's about making the conscious choice to protect your spirit from the noise, the drama, and the distractions that pull you away from your true self. Peace doesn't just come to you, you have to create it, nurture it, and choose it over and over again. Every single day, there will be moments where people, circumstances, or even your own mind will try to rob you of that peace. People will provoke you, situations will frustrate you, and life will throw obstacles in your way. But in those moments, you have to ask yourself, is this worth disturbing my peace? Most of the time, the answer is no. Because when you allow your peace to be disturbed, you're giving away a part of yourself. You're letting outside forces dictate how you feel. And that's the thing, true peace is about what's happening inside you, not around you. It's about learning to be calm in the midst of chaos, to stay grounded when the world is spinning. Choosing peace means realizing that your inner world is more important than the outer one, and that you have the power to control how you experience it. Choosing inner peace doesn't mean you ignore problems or pretend everything is perfect. No, it's much deeper than that. It's about dealing with life's challenges from a place of calm. It's handling conflict without letting it overwhelm you. It's facing difficulties without losing yourself in them. You can still take action, still stand up for yourself, but do it from a space of serenity. Because when you act from peace rather than from anger or fear, your decisions are clearer, your energy is more focused, and the results are far more powerful. This choice, this commitment to peace, is about protecting your mental and emotional well-being. It's about saying to yourself, I deserve to be at peace no matter what, and let me tell you, that's not selfish. It's necessary. You cannot pour from an empty cup, and you cannot show up for others or for your dreams if your spirit is constantly unsettled. Protecting your peace allows you to live fully, to love deeply, and to give generously without being drained by the negativity that can surround you. And here's the beautiful part. Once you choose inner peace, you start to radiate it. People notice it, they feel it. They might not know exactly what it is, but they see something different in you. And in turn, that peace you've cultivated begins to affect the world around you. It's like dropping a pebble into still water. The ripples go far beyond where the stone fell. Choosing peace is not a one-time decision, it's a lifelong practice. It means knowing what to engage with and what to let go. It's recognizing that your peace is precious and you are the only one responsible for protecting it. And once you truly commit to that, life starts to feel a little lighter, a little more manageable. Because no matter what comes your way, you know that your peace is yours and no one, nothing can take that from you unless you allow it. There's an undeniable truth in life. People will always have opinions about you. They'll try to tell you who you are, what you should do, how you should feel. And if you let them, those voices will drown out your own. They'll take control of your emotions, your decisions, and your sense of self. But here's the thing, you are the only person who should have that power. Not letting others control you starts with understanding that you decide how you respond to the world around you. People may try to provoke you, criticize you, or influence your choices. They may try to manipulate your emotions or pressure you into being someone you're not. But at the end of the day, how you feel, how you react, how you live, that's entirely in your hands. No one gets to dictate that unless you give them permission. You have to ask yourself, why should I let someone else's words or actions determine my happiness or my peace of mind? Because here's the truth, when you let others control how you feel, you're giving away your power. You're allowing external forces to dictate your internal state. And when that happens, you start to lose touch with your own voice. You become reactive rather than proactive. You start living by someone else's script instead of writing your own. It's not easy to hold on to your power, especially when the world around you is constantly pushing and pulling at you, but it's essential. You have to remind yourself that not every comment deserves a response. Not every slight requires a reaction. Sometimes the greatest act of strength is staying grounded in who you are, despite the noise around you. People will always try to label you, put you in a box, or make you conform to their expectations. But their labels don't define you, you define you. And when you hold on to that truth, something remarkable happens. You stop seeking validation from others. You stop looking for approval in places where it's not necessary. Instead, you find your validation within yourself. And that, my friend, is freedom. When you take back control of your emotions and your reactions, you start to realize how much of your energy was being wasted on things that don't truly matter. You realize that you've been living too much in reaction to others and not enough in alignment with yourself. And when you make that shift, when you stop letting others control you, you begin to live on your terms. This isn't about cutting people off or becoming hardened to the world. It's about standing in your truth no matter what others think or say. It's about recognizing that no one else can walk in your shoes, and therefore no one else gets to decide how you should feel or what path you should take. You have to trust yourself enough to know that you're capable of making the best decisions for your life. When you reclaim your power, something else happens too. You become less affected by the opinions and actions of others. You learn that what people say about you often has more to do with them than it does with you. You start to see that their attempts to control you are rooted in their own insecurities, their own fears, their own struggles. And in seeing that, you begin to separate yourself from their projections. This journey of not letting others control you is lifelong. It's about constantly checking in with yourself, making sure that you're living from a place of authenticity and not in response to someone else's expectations. It's about learning to set boundaries, not just with others, but with yourself, so that you don't fall into the trap of people pleasing or seeking approval. At the end of the day, no one else is responsible for your happiness, your peace, or your success. That responsibility lies with you. And the moment you stop letting others control you, you step into a power that is yours and yours alone. A power that allows you to live fully, unapologetically, and completely on your own terms. There's something liberating about not explaining yourself to everyone. You see, in life, people will always have questions. They'll want to know why you made certain choices, why you didn't respond, why you're moving the way you do. They'll speculate, they'll assume, they'll form opinions, and here's the truth: you don't owe anyone an explanation. Let them wonder. You don't have to explain your journey to people who aren't walking it. They don't need to understand every decision, every change, or every boundary you set. There's real power in that mystery, in not laying everything out for the world to pick apart. When you stop explaining yourself, you stop inviting unnecessary opinions into your life. You allow yourself to move in silence, and that silence speaks volumes. It says, I'm confident in my choices, and I don't need your approval to validate them. When you let people wonder, you create space for yourself, space to grow, space to heal, space to evolve, because the truth is, not everyone is meant to understand your path. Some people won't get it, and that's okay. Their confusion is not your responsibility. You don't need to convince anyone of your worth, your dreams, or your plans. People will always have opinions, but those opinions are not facts. They're just reflections of where they are, not where you are. Think about it. Every time you explain yourself, you're giving away a piece of your power. You're seeking validation, even if it's subtle. But when you stand firm in your truth without needing to justify it, you become untouchable. People start to see that you're not swayed by their expectations, their judgments, or their timelines. They realize that you're moving for you, not for them. And that's when they start to wonder. They'll wonder how you can be so confident, so calm, so sure of yourself in a world that's constantly demanding explanations. Let them wonder. Let them speculate. Let them gossip if they must. Because while they're busy trying to figure you out, you're busy living your life, doing what's best for you. You're focused on your growth, your healing, your joy. And in that space of not explaining yourself, you create a boundary that protects your peace. You create a space where you're free to be exactly who you are without the need to justify or defend it. It's human nature to want to be understood, to want people to see where we're coming from. But not everyone is capable of understanding you. Some people will never see beyond their own limited perspective. And that's why it's so important to be comfortable with letting them wonder. Because trying to explain yourself to someone who's determined not to understand you is a losing game. It drains your energy and it distracts you from your purpose. You have to be okay with the fact that some people will never fully get you, and that's their issue, not yours. You don't have to shrink yourself or over-explain just to fit into someone else's narrative. When you stop explaining yourself, you start living for you, not for the audience. You start making decisions based on what feels right in your heart rather than what looks right to others. And that is freedom. People will always wonder why you made the choices you made, why you didn't follow the path they thought you would, or why you seem so unbothered by things that would rattle them. Let them. Their curiosity says more about them than it does about you. It means they see something in you that they can't quite figure out, and that's a beautiful thing. Because when people can't put you in a box, when they can't label you or predict your next move, you become someone they have to respect. They may not understand you, but they will respect the fact that you are moving with purpose, that you are not easily swayed by the world around you. So the next time you feel the urge to explain yourself, pause. Ask yourself, do I really need to explain this? Or is it enough that I know why I'm doing what I'm doing? More often than not, you'll find that your inner knowing is all that matters. Trust that. Trust yourself and let people wonder, because in that space of mystery, you're holding on to something sacred, your peace, your power, and your freedom to be exactly who you are without apology. There is an incredible, undeniable power in stillness. In a world that's always moving fast, loud, and chaotic, stillness can seem like weakness. People are constantly told to hustle, to push, to stay busy. But true strength is not in how fast you can move, it's in how well you can be still, even when everything around you is in motion. Stillness is not an activity. It's not about doing nothing. It's about being fully present. It's about pausing long enough to hear your own voice, to listen to the wisdom inside of you. In the quiet moments, in the spaces where you allow yourself to breathe, that's where real clarity is found. Because when you're constantly moving, constantly reacting, it's easy to lose yourself in the noise. But in stillness, you reconnect with your center, with who you truly are. The world will always try to pull you away from that stillness. It will try to convince you that if you're not constantly doing, you're not enough, that if you're not responding, engaging, and reacting, you're falling behind. But that's a lie. Because in the moments of stillness, that's where your power truly lies. It's in those quiet spaces that you gather your strength, that you can see things as they really are, not as the world wants you to see them. Think about it. When you're in the middle of a storm, the instinct is to act, to fight, to struggle against it. But sometimes the greatest act of strength is to stand still and let the storm pass around you. Because storms always pass. The chaos always settles. And when you're still, when you're grounded, you're not carried away by it. You remain rooted, strong, unshaken. In stillness, you get to decide how you want to move forward. You're no longer reacting to life, you're choosing how to engage with it. And that's where true power comes in, when you're making deliberate, conscious decisions from a place of calm, rather than reacting out of fear, anger, or stress. You're able to see the situation for what it is, not for what your emotions are telling you it is. You move with intention, and that's where real progress happens. Being still doesn't mean you're passive. It doesn't mean you're letting life happen to you. It means you're in control of your energy. You're not giving it away to every little thing that comes your way. You're reserving it for what truly matters, for the things that align with your purpose. And that's powerful. It's powerful because so many people waste their energy reacting to things that don't deserve their attention. They're pulled in 100 different directions, trying to keep up with the demands of the world. But when you choose stillness, you reclaim that energy. You gather it, you protect it, and then you use it in ways that serve you. There's also a deep kind of confidence in stillness. When you're able to be still, even in the midst of chaos, it shows that you trust yourself. You trust that you don't have to rush. You trust that you don't have to have all the answers right away. You trust that whatever is happening around you doesn't have the power to shake you. You trust in your own ability to handle whatever comes your way. That trust is what gives you peace. Stillness allows you to connect with something bigger than yourself. It's in the quiet moments that you can feel the presence of something greater, whether it's faith, intuition, or simply the wisdom that lives inside of you. When you're still, you're able to listen to that voice, and that voice will always guide you in the right direction. But you have to be still long enough to hear it. In those moments of stillness, you can find clarity that is impossible to reach when you're caught up in the rush of life. You can see the bigger picture. You can recognize what's truly important and what's just noise. And from that place of clarity, you can make decisions that are aligned with your true self, not just reactions to what's happening around you. The world will always be loud, always be busy, always be chaotic. But you don't have to be. You can choose to be still. You can choose to be calm. You can choose to move from a place of peace rather than from a place of panic. And that choice, that decision to find power in stillness, will transform everything around you. Because when you're grounded in stillness, the world may swirl and spin, but you remain unshaken. You remain powerful. In that stillness, you're not just surviving, you're thriving. You're making room for growth, for healing, for clarity. You're creating space for the things that truly matter. And that, my friend, is where the real power lies. In the quiet moments, in the pause, in the stillness, that's where you find your strength. Silence isn't weakness, it's wisdom, it's strength, it's knowing when to act and when to observe. In a world that equates loudness with power, it's easy to think that staying silent is a sign of submission or fear. But let me tell you, silence can be one of the most powerful tools you possess. It's not about holding back because you're unsure. It's about holding back because you are sure. Sure of yourself, sure of your values, sure of what deserves your energy and what doesn't. Silence isn't about avoidance, it's about choosing your battles. There's a common misconception that if you're quiet, you're being passive. But sometimes the loudest person in the room isn't the most powerful, they're just the most reactive. Real power comes from knowing that you don't need to react to every situation. You don't need to respond to every comment, every insult, every challenge. Silence allows you the space to think, to strategize, to act with intention rather than impulse. It's about control over yourself, your emotions, and the narrative. People often equate silence with inaction, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Silence is action. It's an active choice not to engage in negativity, not to be pulled into drama, not to let the noise of the world drown out your own voice. Silence says, I am confident enough in myself that I don't need to explain or defend who I am. It's standing tall in your own truth without needing validation from anyone else. And that kind of confidence, that's power. When you choose silence, you're not giving up your voice, you're amplifying your strength. Silence can make people uncomfortable because they expect a reaction, they expect noise, they expect you to defend yourself, to explain yourself, to fight back. But when you stand in your silence, you shift the dynamic, you take back control of the conversation without saying a word. Silence forces people to reflect, to think about their own words, their own actions in ways that arguments or debates never could. Silence also gives you the opportunity to listen. And I don't just mean listening to others, though that's important too. I mean listening to yourself, listening to the wisdom inside you, the voice that often gets drowned out by all the external noise. When you're silent, you can hear your own intuition more clearly. You can tap into your inner strength, your inner peace. And from that place of stillness, you can move with clarity and purpose. And here's the thing about silence, it's not always forever. Sometimes silence is temporary. It's the pause before you speak. It's the space you give yourself to gather your thoughts, to reflect on the best course of action. It's a strategic tool. When you do speak, after a period of silence, your words carry more weight. They come from a place of reflection, of intention, of power. You're not speaking just to fill the air, you're speaking to make an impact. In a world where everyone feels the need to constantly explain, defend, and prove themselves, silence can be revolutionary. It can be a way of reclaiming your time, your energy, your peace. When you choose silence, you're choosing to rise above the noise. You're choosing not to be pulled into the chaos that others create. And that's not weakness, that's strength beyond measure. You see, silence gives you perspective. When you're silent, you can step back and see things as they really are. You can observe, you can learn, and you can understand. And from that understanding comes wisdom. You can see what's truly worth your time and energy and what's not. You can see who deserves your words and who doesn't. And that discernment, that ability to choose when to speak and when to be silent, is one of the most powerful tools you can have. So don't let anyone mistake your silence for weakness. Silence doesn't mean you're backing down. It doesn't mean you're afraid. It means you're wise enough to know that not every battle needs to be fought with words. Not every situation deserves your reaction. Silence means you're in control. You're not letting the world dictate how you respond, you're choosing your response. And sometimes that response is no response at all. In the silence, you find your power, you find your peace, you find your strength, and when the time comes, if you choose to speak, your words will be stronger for it. But until then, let your silence speak for you. Let it show the world that you don't need to prove your worth, that you don't need to fight for recognition, because true power doesn't come from how loud you are. It comes from knowing when to be quiet, when to listen, and when to let your silence be your strength. One of the most important lessons we can learn in life is how to preserve our energy. It sounds simple, but the truth is, in a world that constantly pulls us in every direction, this can be one of the hardest things to do. We give so much of ourselves to our work, to our families, to our friends, to the expectations of society, often without stopping to ask ourselves, what do I need right now? You have to understand that your energy is precious. It's not infinite. Every moment you spend, every emotion you pour out, every bit of attention you give to something, you're spending energy. And once it's gone, you have to work to replenish it. So the question you need to ask yourself is, where's my energy going? Are you spending it on things that truly matter? Or are you scattering it, giving it away to people, situations, and distractions that don't serve you? Preserving your energy is about boundaries, but it's more than just saying no to people. It's about recognizing what drains you and what fuels you. It's about being mindful of who and what you allow into your space. Every conversation, every interaction, every task, these are all energy exchanges. And you get to decide where your energy goes. You get to decide who gets a piece of you and how much of yourself you give. That's your power. We often think that being constantly available, saying yes to every request, solving every problem, being everything for everyone is a sign of strength. But real strength comes from knowing when to step back, when to conserve your energy, and when to give yourself the care and attention you deserve. Because here's the truth, if you're constantly pouring out, eventually you'll run dry. You can't give what you don't have. Preserving your energy is not selfish, it's necessary. You need to protect your emotional, mental, and physical reserves so that you can show up fully when it truly matters. There are going to be times in your life where your energy will be needed in ways that matter deeply to you. For your dreams, for your passions, for the people you love. But if you've exhausted yourself on things that don't align with your purpose or fulfill your spirit, what will you have left when those moments come? You have to be intentional with your energy. That means not allowing other people's chaos to pull you in. It means not engaging in every argument, not trying to fix everyone's problems, and not feeling like you have to respond to every criticism. It means understanding that your peace is more valuable than being right in a disagreement or being liked by everyone around you. You don't need to fight every battle. Some battles aren't even yours to fight. Think about how often we waste our energy on things that are out of our control, trying to change people's minds, worrying about what others think, stressing over situations that aren't even ours to fix. Every time you do that, you're spending energy that could be used for your growth, your joy, your healing. Preserving your energy means knowing when to let go. It means allowing things to unfold without feeling the need to intervene, trusting that not everything requires your input. But preserving your energy also means taking care of yourself. It means understanding that rest is not a luxury, it's a necessity. You can't be at your best if you're constantly running on empty. So many of us push ourselves to the point of burnout because we've bought into the idea that rest is something we have to earn. But here's the truth, you deserve rest simply because you exist. You deserve to recharge, to refuel, to take care of your spirit, your body, your mind. You don't have to wait until you're at the brink of exhaustion to give yourself permission to pause. You also preserve your energy by surrounding yourself with the right people. The people in your life should lift you, not drain you. They should respect your boundaries, support your growth, and understand that you're a person with your own needs. If you're constantly giving to people who don't give back, if you're surrounded by negativity, that's a sign that your energy is being depleted. It's okay to distance yourself from those who don't value your time and your energy. It's okay to prioritize yourself. Another way to preserve your energy is by being mindful of your thoughts. The energy you spend worrying, overthinking, and doubting yourself takes a toll. You have to be aware of how much space you're giving to negative thoughts and whether they're really serving you. Sometimes the greatest act of preservation is simply choosing not to entertain certain thoughts. It's about recognizing when you're spiraling and pulling yourself back to the present moment. Ultimately, preserving your energy is about balance. It's about knowing when to push forward and when to pull back. It's about honoring the natural rhythms of your life and understanding that you don't always have to be on. It's about giving yourself permission to rest, to say no, to walk away, and to choose peace over productivity when necessary. When you preserve your energy, you give yourself the gift of sustainability. You're able to be more present, more effective, and more aligned with your true self. You're able to give from a place of abundance rather than depletion. And most importantly, you're able to live your life in a way that feels fulfilling, purposeful, and true to who you are. So protect your energy. It's one of your greatest assets, and when you guard it wisely, you'll find that you have more than enough to create the life you deserve. There will be times in life when everything around you feels uncertain, when the world seems to tremble, when the ground beneath your feet shifts, and you wonder if you'll be able to stand strong. It's in these moments that staying unshaken is where your power lies. Staying unshaken doesn't mean you're unaffected by life's challenges. It means that even in the face of those challenges, you remain grounded in who you are. You stay true to your purpose, your values, and your vision, no matter what is happening around you. Staying unshaken is about knowing that storms will come and go, but you can weather them. It's about building a foundation within yourself that isn't dependent on external circumstances, because life will test you. There will be setbacks, disappointments, heartbreaks, and moments where you feel like you're being pulled in 1,000 directions, but your strength comes from within. It's the inner knowing that no matter what happens, you can rise above it. You can stay rooted in your truth. You see, the world has a way of trying to pull you off course. It will challenge your confidence, test your resilience, and sometimes make you question your worth. People's opinions, life's challenges, and unexpected twists and turns can shake you if you let them. But when you are deeply connected to yourself, when you trust in who you are, you don't let the noise get to you. You stand tall, steady, unwavering in your sense of self. Staying unshaken means you're not reactive. You're not allowing the chaos around you to dictate how you feel or how you move through life. It's easy to get caught up in the drama, to respond to every challenge with frustration or fear. But real strength comes from knowing when to be still, when to be silent, and when to rise above the noise. You don't have to respond to everything. Not every situation deserves your energy. Not every challenge requires a reaction. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is remain calm in the face of adversity. Stay unshaken. When you are unshaken, you are in control not of the world around you, but of yourself. You control your thoughts, your emotions, your reactions. You decide how you want to show up, no matter what life throws your way. That doesn't mean you won't feel pain or disappointment or frustration. You will. But those emotions won't define you. They won't knock you off balance, because you've built your foundation on something deeper, something that external circumstances can't take away. Staying unshaken is about resilience. It's about bouncing back when life knocks you down. It's about trusting that even when you face hardship, you have the strength to overcome it. You have the power to heal, to grow, and to move forward. Life is not about avoiding difficulties. It's about learning how to face them with grace, with courage, and with the confidence that you can handle whatever comes your way. It's also about having perspective. Sometimes the things that seem like mountains in the moment are just bumps in the road when you look back. Staying unshaken means you don't let temporary setbacks throw you off your path. You understand that difficulties are part of the journey, but they don't define the destination. You keep your eyes forward, focused on where you're going, and you don't let the obstacles along the way derail you. You keep going. You must also remember that staying unshaken doesn't mean you don't bend. Life requires flexibility. Sometimes you have to adjust, adapt, and flow with the changes. But bending doesn't mean breaking. You can be flexible without losing your core strength. Like a tree that sways in the wind, you can move with life's challenges without being uprooted by them. You adjust when necessary, but you stay deeply connected to your roots, to your foundation. Staying unshaken is about trusting the process. It's about understanding that even when things don't make sense, even when life feels chaotic, there is a bigger picture at play. You might not always see it in the moment, but there's a purpose to the challenges you face. They are shaping you, strengthening you, preparing you for what's to come. And when you trust that, when you trust the journey, you can remain unshaken, knowing that everything is unfolding as it should. The key to staying unshaken is self-belief. When you believe in yourself, when you trust your instincts, when you know that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way, nothing can knock you off course. You become a force of nature, calm, strong, resilient. You move through life with a quiet confidence that says, I know who I am, I know where I'm going, and I won't be shaken. Staying unshaken is about choosing peace over panic, calm over chaos, and faith over fear. It's about knowing that you have everything you need inside of you to face whatever comes. And when you trust in that, when you stay rooted in your own power, nothing, no setback, no challenge, no storm can take that away from you. You are steady, you are strong, you are unshaken. Leading with quiet confidence is one of the most profound and impactful ways to navigate your life and influence those around you. In a world that often equates loudness with authority and dominance with bravado, it can be easy to fall into the trap of believing that to lead, you must shout your worth from the rooftops. But the truth is, real leadership doesn't need to be noisy. It can be subtle yet powerful, resonating from a place deep within. Quiet confidence is about knowing who you are and embracing that truth. It's an inner strength that radiates without needing to draw attention to itself. When you lead with quiet confidence, you're not focused on proving yourself to others. Instead, you're grounded in your values, your beliefs, and your vision. You understand that true authority comes from authenticity, not from the volume of your voice or the force of your presence, but from the clarity of your intentions. This kind of confidence allows you to create a space where others feel safe and valued. When you walk into a room with quiet confidence, you're not just taking up space, you're inviting others to step into theirs. You're creating an atmosphere where people can share their ideas, express their concerns, and engage in meaningful dialogue. Because when you're confident in yourself, it encourages others to be confident in themselves too. They can see that you believe in your worth, and that belief inspires them to find and embrace theirs. Leading with quiet confidence also means you're a great listener. You're not just waiting for your turn to speak, you're genuinely engaged in what others have to say. You understand that the best leaders are not the ones who dominate the conversation, but those who uplift and amplify the voices of others. You're present, you're attentive, and you're ready to learn from those around you. This creates a sense of collaboration, where everyone feels like they have a seat at the table. Moreover, quiet confidence allows you to remain composed under pressure. Life is full of challenges, unexpected twists, and moments of chaos. But when you lead from a place of inner strength, you don't let the storms around you rattle you. Instead, you remain centered. You approach problems with a clear mind and a steady heart, allowing you to make thoughtful decisions rather than reacting out of fear or panic. This calmness instills trust in those around you, reassuring them that no matter how turbulent the waters get, you are a steady ship navigating through the storm. It's important to recognize that quiet confidence doesn't mean you lack passion or conviction. On the contrary, it means you channel your passion in a way that is focused and grounded. You're driven by purpose, and that purpose fuels your actions. When you believe in what you're doing, that energy naturally draws people to you. They can feel your conviction without you having to raise your voice. Your actions speak for themselves, and your unwavering commitment to your values resonates deeply with others. Furthermore, leading with quiet confidence also requires vulnerability. It's about acknowledging that you don't have all the answers and that you're open to feedback and growth. This honesty creates a genuine connection with others. It shows them that you're not just a figurehead, you're a human being who is on a journey just like they are. When you embrace your vulnerabilities, you empower others to do the same. It fosters an environment where everyone feels comfortable sharing their challenges and seeking support, knowing that it's okay to be imperfect. In addition, quiet confidence means you understand the power of action over words. It's easy to talk a big game, to make promises, and to boast about your plans. But leading with quiet confidence means you focus more on what you do than what you say. You demonstrate your values through your actions, showing people what integrity looks like in practice. Your commitment to following through on your promises builds trust and respect among your team and those you influence. They see that you lead by example, and that's a powerful motivator. Finally, leading with quiet confidence is about embracing patience. Not everything happens overnight, and true change takes time. When you have quiet confidence, you trust the process. You understand that sometimes progress is slow, but you remain steadfast in your vision. This resilience is infectious. It encourages others to stay committed, even when the going gets tough. Your unwavering belief in the journey inspires those around you to stay the course, reminding them that every small step forward is still a step toward greatness. In a world that often prioritizes loudness and instant gratification, leading with quiet confidence is a breath of fresh air. It's about standing strong in your authenticity, listening more than you speak, remaining calm in the face of adversity, and taking action with intention. It's about being a beacon of trust, patience, and integrity, encouraging others to step into their own quiet confidence. Because when you lead from a place of calm strength, you not only transform your own life, you uplift everyone around you, creating a ripple effect that resonates far beyond yourself. So embrace your quiet confidence. Lead with it. The world needs more leaders who shine from the inside out, creating spaces where everyone can thrive. Protecting your peace is one of the most essential acts of self-care you can engage in. In a world full of noise, chaos, and endless distractions, maintaining a sense of inner calm can feel like an uphill battle. But here's the truth: your peace is your most valuable asset. It is the foundation from which you can navigate life's challenges, pursue your passions, and cultivate meaningful relationships. When you prioritize your peace, you're not only safeguarding your own well-being, you're also empowering yourself to show up fully in the world. Protecting your peace starts with recognizing what disrupts it. We all have trigger situations, people, or environments that can disturb our inner harmony. It might be a toxic relationship, a high-stress job, or simply the overwhelming barrage of news and social media. It's vital to identify these triggers and evaluate how they impact your emotional and mental state. By understanding what drains your energy and disturbs your peace, you can take proactive steps to shield yourself from these negative influences. Creating boundaries is an essential part of this process. Boundaries are not just about saying no to others, they're about saying yes to yourself. When you establish healthy boundaries, you communicate to others what you are willing to accept and what you are not. It's about protecting your time, your energy, and your emotional well-being. Sometimes this means stepping back from relationships that drain you or limiting your exposure to situations that make you feel anxious or overwhelmed. You have the right to curate your life in a way that honors your peace. Another vital aspect of protecting your peace is being mindful of your surroundings. Your environment plays a significant role in your emotional state. Surround yourself with spaces that nurture and inspire you. This could mean decluttering your living space, creating a sanctuary for relaxation, or spending more time in nature. Pay attention to the energy of the people you spend time with, too. Choose to be around those who uplift you, support you, and respect your boundaries. When you curate your environment to support your well-being, you create a powerful foundation for inner peace. Mindfulness and self-awareness are also key components of protecting your peace. The more in tune you are with your thoughts and feelings, the better equipped you are to respond to challenges without being overwhelmed. Practice being present in the moment. When you find your mind racing with worries or anxieties, take a step back and ground yourself. Deep breathing, meditation, or simply taking a moment to observe your surroundings can help you reconnect with the present and center yourself. This awareness allows you to recognize when your peace is being threatened, giving you the opportunity to take action before you become engulfed by stress or negativity. You also need to prioritize self-care as a means of protecting your peace. Self-care is not a luxury, it's a necessity. It's about treating yourself with kindness and compassion, just as you would for a dear friend. Carve out time in your life for activities that replenish your spirit and bring you joy. Whether it's reading a book, enjoying a warm bath, going for a walk, or engaging in a creative hobby, these moments of self-care can significantly enhance your sense of peace. When you take the time to nurture yourself, you build resilience against life's inevitable stressors. Protecting your peace also means letting go of what no longer serves you. Holding on to grudges, past mistakes, or toxic relationships only weighs you down and disrupts your inner harmony. Forgiveness, whether of others or yourself, is a powerful tool in this process. It doesn't mean you condone the hurtful actions of others. It means you're freeing yourself from the burden of carrying that negativity. When you release what no longer serves you, you create space for positivity, growth, and healing. Embrace the idea that you have the power to choose what you carry with you. Moreover, practice gratitude as a way to maintain your peace. Focusing on what you are grateful for shifts your mindset from scarcity to abundance. When you cultivate an attitude of gratitude, you begin to see the beauty in everyday moments. It can be as simple as appreciating a warm cup of coffee, a kind word from a friend, or a moment of quiet in your busy day. This practice allows you to center your thoughts on positivity, helping to fortify your peace against the chaos that may surround you. It's also essential to remember that protecting your peace is not a one-time effort, it's an ongoing journey. Life will continue to present challenges, and your peace may be tested time and again. But by committing to practices that honor your well-being, you'll build a stronger foundation that allows you to navigate these challenges with grace and resilience. Embrace the idea that it's okay to reassess your boundaries and strategies as you grow and change. Your needs may evolve, and that's perfectly natural. Allow yourself the flexibility to adjust as needed. Lastly, remember that protecting your peace is not about isolation or avoiding challenges. It's about fostering a sense of strength and security within yourself. You can face the world's complexities with a calm heart when you are rooted in your peace. It means being able to engage with life's difficulties from a place of clarity rather than reaction. When you protect your peace, you give yourself the gift of resilience, enabling you to rise stronger after each storm. You become more than just a passive observer of life. You become an active participant, fully engaged and fully present. In essence, protecting your peace is a radical act of self-love. It's a declaration that your well-being matters and that you will fight for it. You deserve to live a life filled with joy, tranquility, and fulfillment. By prioritizing your peace, you are empowering yourself to create the life you envision, one where you can thrive, grow, and inspire others. So take a stand for your peace, cultivate it, nurture it, and let it be the guiding force in your life. When you do, you'll find that everything else flows more effortlessly, and you become a beacon of calm in a world that desperately needs it.